So I've been reviewing watches here on YouTube for a good long while, and I've been collecting watches for even longer. And I understand it might seem like a bit of a cop-out to compare an unknown watchmaker to such a prominent watchmaker like Rolex, but let's take a moment and really try to understand what the appeal of Rolex is outside of the brand equity, the brand name, the cachet. It seems to be that the overall wearability, the presentation, the simplicity, the tough, solid build, watches that are just easy to wear day to day, just like kind of your basic sports watch. That is what Rolex offers. And I think that's what makes Rolex so popular. Now here in the office today is a collection from a watchmaker I've never heard of. And I gotta be honest, these Cestrian watches offer a similar wearability, versatility, solid build, overall sportiness, but for under $500 total. That's right, 3 automatic sports watches with threaded crowns and sapphire crystals for under $500 total. Let's take a closer look. It is 7:50 a.m. Let's get down to business. As always, this episode is brought to you by The Time Teller Shop. Please click the link in the description below, and there's only a couple days left of January. You can use the coupon code COLLECTOR, and then it's gone forever. We have 2 watches left in this stock. We might actually do a restock tonight, so pay attention. Alrighty, Cestrian Watches. I've never heard of them. They have like a shield logo, some very simple signage, although you are getting splashes of color on each of the 3 watches I have coming from the signage on the series label, and then a little bit of color on the tips of the second hands. So the 3 watches we have here today is something from the Master Series, which is kind of like an Oyster Perpetual Datejust-ish watch. We have the Field Series watch, which is like their field watch. Again, does have a date complication, but this one has some big bold Arabics and a 24-hour track. And then finally, we have just kind of a traditional diver from their Dive series. And again, this is a 3 o'clock crown diver with a timing bezel and a nice white, very, very clean white dial. So the first watch we're going to take a look at is the Master Series watch, and this is what I believe to be the Master Series version 2. You're getting a 40mm case. It is 12mm thick. You're getting a 45mm lug-to-lug, sapphire crystal, superluminova lume, date complication, NH35 movement, a 200-meter water resistance rating with a threaded crown. Moving on to the Field Series, you're actually getting some similar specs here, guys. You are getting obviously a different dial because this does have more of a field watchy vibe with the 24-hour track and the larger Arabics, but this is also powered by a Seiko NH35 automatic. You're getting a threaded crown, a 200-meter water resistance rating, again, sapphire crystal, C3 superluminova lume, date complication, a little bit different when it comes to the dimensions. This is also a 40mm case, but this is 12.6 millimeters thick with a 47mm lug-to-lug. And here we have the Dive series. Again, this is the version 2. Now, this dive watch has a 42mm case. It is 13.8 millimeters thick, and it has a 48mm lug-to-lug. Now, this is also with a threaded crown, a date complication, and powered by a Seiko NH35 automatic. You are getting a ceramic bezel inlay. I believe I mentioned sapphire crystal and superluminova. Now, I gotta be honest, the specs on all 3 of these watches are very, very similar, despite being part of, different series and different categories of wristwatch. So we're gonna kind of do the pros and cons all together. Pros for all of the watches is they do feel very solid overall. The lume is pretty good. It's decent superluminova. And the bang per buck here is just kind of a no-brainer. Regardless of which you choose, under $200 for each under $500 for all three. Getting something with an automatic movement, threaded crown, 200-meter water resistance rating minimum, sapphire crystal, the dive watch even has ceramic on it. It's just crazy bang per buck. But they're definitely not perfect, so let's talk about the cons. The cons on all three are actually the same. No drilled lugs, which is a shame. They should all have drilled lugs, especially because all three of them are essentially sports watches. And another reason they need drilled lugs is because you are going to want to change those bracelets. The bracelets are definitely the weak point for each of the watches. There's a lot of kind of wiggle and play and, dare I say, droop in the bracelets. But, when we're looking at entry-level watches, the bracelets are typically the weak point. But overall, Cestrian is yet another example of what micro brands are able to offer when it comes to crazy spec monsters for the money. And Cestrian Watches specifically really impressed me because they took a very unpretentious route when formulating their catalog. I mean, everything down to the name of each watch. I mean, Dive Series, Field Series. The only kind of ambiguous one is the Master Series, but all in all, it's a very no-frills, simple choice for an entry-level watch collector to kind of look at their catalog and choose something, a crazy spec monster for not a lot of money, to add to their collection and see what they like. So big thanks to Cestrian for sending me these watches to review. We're going to be going ahead and sending them back to whatever other watch reviewer is going to take a look at them. And I hope this kind of broadened your horizons, guys. I mean, you don't have to spend big money to get big specs. Micro brands just kind of have it in the bag in that regard. But I will catch you on the next one. Stay happy, stay healthy, stay blessed. I'm Dory Goodman, the Time Teller, and always remember, I didn't invent time. I just tell it.